Hey, yo, you. Hey, huh, hey, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what is up, people? Cobra Star Green back with you guys with another video today. Look, y'all know when that theme music hit my theme music. You know what I'm saying? When that theme music hits, y'all know exactly what we're talking about today. And today we're talking about none other than my favorite horror franchise of all time. Yes, Saw, and this is Saw X. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I get something off my chest. They did not send us a screener for this movie, so I had to go out on my own, pay money to go see it in IMAX, and now I'm here. But guess what? With that, I can do whatever I want. So it's gonna be a full-on spoiler review. Yes, full-on spoiler review, y'all. Like I said, I'm a paying customer to see this one, so I can do kind of whatever I want. So we're gonna deep dive in this one. Like I said, we're gonna go crazy on this one. I don't even have any notes written down. I'm just gonna be going straight from just my love of the franchise. Talk about this movie. Let's compare it to the other films too. So with saying that, it's gonna be a good one. Y'all go ahead and cue that intro.
Finally, you, we got a problem. 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 Yeah, it's probably you. Yeah, we got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah, we got a problem. We got a problem.
So yes, let's get into it, man. Let's talk about it. For the new Saw X movie. This is between the first and second one. So you don't have to rewatch them all. Just rewatch, I guess, the first one if you want to, and then watch the third one just after this movie. But let's go ahead and talk about it. I'm going to be spoiling a lot of plot points because I'm going deep with this one. This might be a 30-minute review by accident. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping it's going to be 10 minutes, but it might be 30 minutes by accident. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to be editing too much. I just want to be talking because I just want to show my appreciation for this franchise. And I'm gonna get this out the way really quickly. This movie, Saw X, is the best one out of the entire freaking franchise. It ain't even close, I feel like. And you wanna know why I say this one's the best? Because this one has so much amount of depth to it. Every other Saw movies have just been kind of bland, been kind of basic. You know what I'm saying? Spiral kind of trying to change it up a little bit, but it didn't work to where how this movie works. This movie completely follow the man, the legend. We really dead ass follow the legend, John Kramer, in this one. And that was such a great idea. I have been saying it for years. I'm like, man, why we never following John Kramer? I'm like, I know y'all killed off John Kramer, a spoiler or whatever, but they killed John Kramer in the third one. I think it was the third one. Forgive me if I forget because it's been a while. But I was always like, why did y'all kill this man off? Y'all, and it's funny because every other movie they bring him back somehow. But it's like, yo, why has he never been the main character? Why have we never gotten into his mind? Why have we never followed him? And in this one, they full on do it, man. And I have so much amount of appreciation just for the writing behind it, just the thought behind it. You know what I'm saying? We finally got our star, man. We finally got it. And I was so happy just completely watching this movie play out. Because it's funny because if y'all know John Kramer, aka Jigsaw, this dude's a freaking murderer. I know he'd be like, look, I'm not really killing them. You know what I'm saying? That's them doing it to themselves. Nah, dude, you're a freaking murderer. But in this one, it's like, I caught myself towards the third act like, nah, man, screw these people. Get them. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go into that a little bit deeper. But, man, John Kramer's character was full on amazing in this one. And I'm so glad that we just got to go through his mind, follow him. Because there's a lot of things with John Kramer. Like if you guys didn't know about the Saw movies, he had always been dealing with cancer. You know, and this one really explores that. You know, if you guys remember the third one, I believe it's the third one. I haven't seen it in a while, but the third one, he dies from cancer. He didn't. What did he die? I don't know. He died, but I don't know if it's fully from cancer. But in this one, the story pretty much is he goes to Mexico. Or okay, look, let's back it up. He finds this guy in a cancer group, right? And the guy tells him like, look, man, I got saved and these doctors right here saved me. And this guy ends up giving John Kramer how to contact this group, you know. So John Kramer gets in contact with this group, and then boom. That's really the movie. We end up finding out the spoiler review, but you end up finding out these people are all full of it. You know what I'm saying? They're sickos. You know what I'm saying? They're the worst of the worst. They're scums. They're scammers. You know what I'm saying? We end up finding that out. You know, like I said, it's the full on spoiler review, but we end up figuring it out, and that's like you can watch this movie and look at the other movie kind of differently off of that. Cause I was watching it like, damn, like I kind of see where you're coming from here, and just in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? Like these people, literally, if you're thinking about it, just like in one of the other movies, they were pretty much trying to. They weren't trying to save John Kramer at all. They were just being like, look, man, there's nothing we could do. Or they were trying to do like in this movie and just freaking rob him. You know, I think they took like $300K from him or something like that. So it's like, nah, man, these people definitely got to get theirs. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much what this movie is, and that's how all these people end up getting put in traps, because John Kramer is like, y'all don't know who y'all effing with. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much it. Now, I do want to talk about some characters really quickly. I'm really going to talk about 3 of them, not because they're the 3 main people, I feel like. And I'll say this. Man, it's been a minute since we've seen her, and I almost forgot her name. Actually, I did kind of forget her name just a little bit. But it's been so long since we've seen her. Man, y'all remember Amanda? Amanda is back in this one. Now, I know they only show her for like a second in the trailer, but nah, she's dead ass one of the main characters here. Like, she pops up a lot in this movie. And I will say, just how I said, or I don't know if I said, but John Kramer's character was written the best in this one. Her character was also written the best in this one. Man, she has a lot of depth in her too in this one. There's so many levels to her character, because if you guys remember Amanda in the other movies, she just ruthless. She don't care. She don't care who you are. She putting you in that bear trap and she killing you. That's just who she is. That's just her character. But in this one, it's like she feels for people. There's a girl in a trap, and John is like, she's telling John like, don't do it. Don't, please. This one, I feel like this one's innocent. You know, that's what she's telling John. So you're seeing a whole nother side of Amanda that I'm like, I ain't never seen this Amanda. Because I remember that third one, Amanda was completely different. Now, I know it's because, you know, Hoffman or what you call it, black male. I know, I get it, I know. But that's a whole other video. But I'll just say, man, Amanda surprised me the most in this movie. I thought they was going to bring her back in this one just for the sake of like, oh, here's another reason to come see this movie. Amanda's back, you know? Nah, they gave her things to do in this movie. She's actually a very, very important part of this film. And I know I said like, yo, she gets this redemption arc and stuff like that, but it kind of gets washed away in the third one. But man, how she feels for not only this one girl, but there's even a kid that enters the movie. He enters movies in the beginning, and then he pops up later on in the third act. And how she feels for that kid, I'm just like, man, is this the same Amanda that I used to hate in the other movies? Like, yo, this is really crazy. So kudos to the writers again, man. This is by far the best Amanda we have seen in a Saw movie franchise, in a Saw movie. You know what I'm saying? Just like John Kramer. Best we've seen of John Kramer, best we've seen of Amanda, man. I gotta give it to her, man. Now I'm gonna talk about one more character. Like, I don't have no notes. I'm really just talking right now. There's one more person I want to talk about, and they done turned this girl into a goddamn supervillain at the end of the movie. I don't know her name per se in the movie. I know her. I think her real name is like Sanuv McCoy Lau. I don't know, something like that. But she's a doctor in one of the movies. Pretty much, she's the reason why John Kramer even freaking showed up to try to get his cancer fixed, because John Kramer sees one of her things through that guy I was talking about earlier that was like, yo, they fixed my cancer. They got rid of my cancer. So he was like, okay, who are these people? He looks up these people. He sees a video of her, and she's talking about how her father pretty much can save people, but they had to keep moving around because of the government. You know, the government catches them. You know, it's like the government's not letting people cure cancer. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what her thing is. That's why she keeps moving around. That's how we get introduced to her. And yeah, she's a goddamn psychopath. She's a super villain. Now, like I said, it's spoil on spoilers, so let's get into her character. So pretty much, I kind of figured out something was going on early on with her, but it gets revealed that she has been scamming goddamn everybody. she is. It was like a list of like 35 people she done scammed, and she makes people think that the cancer is gone from their body, you know. But actually, it's still there, and they actually ain't done nothing. They just been faking every goddamn thing. So that's her character, and you can't wait till she gets hers. You know, once you find out that she is the main person behind all of this, you're like, oh, I can't wait for her to get hers. Like everybody else getting theirs, but like when she gonna get hers though? I want her to get hers, and well, she don't. She gets hers in a way. Okay, I'll talk about the ending in a little bit. But she kind of gets hers. I feel like we'll talk. Like, so I'll go deeper in the ending in a little bit. But yeah, man, literally, like, okay, I feel like they did a little too much with her character though, because like I understand. Okay, look, at the end of the day, we have to have somebody to root for, you know, and somehow, some way, and I give so many kudos to the writers. They made us empathize with freaking John Kramer. They literally throughout the movie had me going like, come on, John, go, John, go, John. Like they had me rooting for this dude. Do you know how crazy it is to say this? They had me rooting for Jigsaw in this movie. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they had to give you, the writers have to give you somebody to root for. And like I said, they did it. They did it. They had me root for this dude. But to make us fully root for him, they had to create a goddamn supervillain. And like I said, that it ends up becoming her. You know, she really becomes a supervillain. Like you understand like her scheme when John Kramer figures it out. You know what I'm saying? But she just becomes like a whole nother level of an asshole and towards the third act. There's one of her friends, Gabriella, man. Gabriella, she was the one that Amanda was like, no, John, don't kill her. I feel like she didn't have too much to do with it, you know. And let's talk about it. Gabrielle gets in this trap, and it's this trap of like radiation or something, right? And when she's in this trap of radiation, the only way she can get out is if she tears off her hand and she tears off her ankle or something, right? And she ends up doing it before she dies. And when she does it, then another plot twist, I'll talk about it later, but a plot twist happens, and then she gets out of her cuffs that she was in, and then pretty much John Kramer's like, look, she beat our trap. We got to get her to a hospital. And she's like, what hospital? And pretty much kills Gabrielle. And like I said, and I get it. They had to turn her into a supervillain. You know what I'm saying? Like, just so it will give us another reason to fully root for John Kramer. I get it. Now, I think they did go a little too far with it, but I get it. I'll give you a pass. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, how her character, I feel like her character was written a little over the top a little bit, because I'm like, come on, you wouldn't be doing certain things, but it is what it is. We take it. But like I said, man, they really, really found a way for me, especially me, I think everybody, they empathize with a freaking killer. This dude, John Kramer, had been going crazy for movies, killing people, and they literally had us on his side for this one. Like, we're like, well, John, you're kind of bad, but these people are way worse. You know what I'm saying? That's really how they had us feeling. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what I was saying to myself. I was like, I'm really rooting for this dude right now. There's no way I'm saying this. But man, I just, how we finally followed John Kramer, and we got into his mind, like why he does this stuff. You kind of understand from, I guess, a point of view a little bit. You're like, yeah, these people definitely deserve it. But I definitely loved the characters. All the characters I feel like were just written better in this one. You know, like you were attached to more of the characters. I was way more attached to Amanda. I was way more attached to John Kramer. I was way more attached to Gabrielle. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, a lot of the other Jigsaw movies, you're not really attached to these characters. It's more you're attached to the traps. This one, you're attached to the characters, and then the traps are also good at the same time too. I haven't even really talked about that too crazy. Let's talk about these damn traps, man. These traps. Hey, look, they good. You know what I'm saying? They was good in this one. These traps were freaking one. This is one of my favorite ones right here. Where this guy is like, I forgot exactly what this trap was, but he turned to the gingerbread man after the fact. But there's the one where like it's the poster of the eyeballs and the X. If you go watch the movie, you see a poster of that. And I mean, honestly, that was my favorite trap, but it was also a dream sequence, so it was kind of like we only did this so we could throw it in the movie, or we could throw it in advertising. But I even like that one, man. A lot of the traps, the first trap that first girl gets in, I even liked her trap. Like, all the traps are like really done well in this one. That's one thing you never gotta complain about Saw. And they look so gruesome too. Like, Jesus, man. You see people's fingers just going like from here to up here, and they're like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it had me shivering in my timbers, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, the traps are. If you're here to go see the traps, they're there, and they're really good in this one also. Another thing we should talk about, man, is I should talk about the ending, but I don't know. I might save it because the ending is just so juicy, and there's a post-credit scene if you guys did not know. But look, I'll just say that I'll wrap this up, and then we'll talk about the ending. You know, this Saw is one of my favorite movie franchises of all time. My favorite horror movie franchise of all time, definitely. And to see how they expanded and they just got better on every aspect level, it just blew me away. Like I said, the characters were just written so much better. Do you know what this movie had? This movie was kind of funny too, low key. It caught me with some laughs. You know what I'm saying? There's points where John Kramer was talking to people. And it's before everything just goes south. But he just like, yeah. Somebody asked him like, yo, what's your job? Like, what are your hobbies? And he tells him, he's like, yo, I help people. Now, we as the audience members know exactly what the hell that means. But it's like everybody else doesn't. So it just gives us kind of a reason to laugh. You know? It's like, wow, I never thought a Saw movie would get laughs out of me. That made me go crazy. You know? So just everything was just expanded. Everything was just so much better that I really have to give big kudos to the writers. I give big kudos to John Kramer. I forgot his real name. I forgot his real name. God damn it. But I gotta give kudos. Oh shoot! I give kudos to everybody, man. Everybody did a phenomenal job here, man. I was completely blown away in this one and how good it was. Because the other ones have been alright, but this one, I mean, was just amazing, honestly. It freaking ruled though, man. It I still can't believe I can't believe I said it. I can't believe it literally turned John Kramer into a freaking hero. We turned John Kramer into a freaking hero in this one. I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe they did it. I couldn't believe they freaking did it. But let's go ahead and talk about some spoilers, man. Let's talk about the ending of the film. So, I'll talk about the post-credit scene too. So the ending of the film pretty much is that, okay, look, one thing about these Saw movies is they go crazy with the plot twists. There's like 1,000 plot twists in every freaking movie, and some of them don't make any sense. This one is like, all right, I'll let it slip. But so in this movie, towards the end of the film, we end up finding out that this guy that John Kramer had met in Mexico that actually got the surgery before he did, we end up finding out that he was a phony too. He was fake, and he was dating her pretty much. Those two were pretty much a thing. So she faked him out. So pretty much during the second act of the movie, I'm explaining it kind of weird because I'm trying to piece this all together. But this dude ends up showing up to the factory that everybody's at, where this whole entire thing is taking place, and he's like, oh, he pulls up with a gun. He's like, oh, there that chick is, she scammed me. Now John Kramer already knows something's up. You know, he like if you know, like he already looked up his dirt on that dude. He knew that dude was in on it too. But John Kramer gonna let everybody play. You know what I'm saying? Tobin Bell. But so we end up third act pretty much. She gets out of her chains, and they end up putting John Kramer and this little freaking kid in a trap together. Now, one thing that didn't make any sense to me, but then the movie kind of explained it, but they kind of like bypassed it, was I was like, wait, there was a trap for only for her. There was a trap for one person. That was the last trap was literally for her. And in the movie, in the third act, there's like 2 traps. You know what I'm saying? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. How would they know to put 2 traps there? You know what I'm saying? But whatever. John Kramer ends up getting put in a trap. And he gets in a trap with this kid. And with this trap, it's pretty much like, it was like blood or something that was on them. And I don't know exactly what it was. But it was something like around blood. But they, you know what I'm saying, they had to pull a handle. And it was him literally and the kid like going back and forth with it. Now, at the same time, that chick, whatever her name was looking for some money. She was like, look, I'm here. I might as well get this money. You know what I'm saying? It's $300K from John Kramer. So they go upstairs and they go grab this money. And when they do it, John Kramer's whole plan gets set into motion. And she gets stuck in the room with the guy, with her husband or whoever the hell he was, her business partner or whatever. And the room was pretty much filled with toxin, and only one of them ends up making it out. And the one that makes it out is her. Now, what I don't get with this ending is that, okay, we see John Kramer, him, Amanda, and the boy end up getting all out of the trap and end up leaving with the money. They got the money too. But what happens to her? Because I'm like, she's huge in this. Now, I will say, she could eventually get out and go to the police. But you gotta think about it. John Kramer is damn near dead anyway, so I don't think he really cares like that. And then also, I felt like if she did tell the police, like, yo, John Kramer just killed all these fucking people, you know, then Amanda or whoever could really go back on her and be like, look, but she scammed all these people and made like $10 million off of it, you know? So maybe that's where they're going with it. So she has to really stay on the hush, you know? I don't know. But I definitely enjoyed the ending, man. I like one more time, I couldn't believe I was rooting for John Kramer at the end of the movie. And that boy, and Amanda. I was like, I never thought I'd be rooting for Amanda of all people. But there is a post-credit scene, though. In the post-credit scene, our boy, I gotta find a picture of him, actually. I didn't think I was gonna bring this up. But our boy ends up holding up in the post-credit scene. What's his name? I think was it Hoffman? Is that how you say his name? That he shows up in the end. Like I'm not editing none of this, y'all. I'm really just about to just post it. Kramer, or is it Kramer? Is it Kramer that shows up at the end? What's his name that shows up? Yeah, I think it's like John. No, not Kramer. Not Kramer. That's the real dude. Hoffman. I think that's how you're saying. I think that's how you say his name. Hoffman shows up at the end. I think that's how you say his name. Yes, I got it. I did get it. I know my goddamn solid lore, goddammit. But our boy Hoffman shows up at the end of the movie, man. He ends up, and they end up putting the guy that pretty much kicked off everything into a trap. It was a black bald dude. And he was one that said he had cancer like in his stomach. And pretty much Hoffman was helping out Jigsaw catch this guy. So yeah, he's back. I mean, he's not back. This is the second movie, so they're gonna bring back as much as possible for the lore of the Saw fans, and just for nostalgia purposes, and you know, everybody go crazy. That's pretty much what it is. But you gotta remember about his character. No one liked his character either. I was watching the post-credit scene, like, I remember the last time I saw this dude, I freaking hated him. It was like, I get it, but yeah, he shows up in the post credit scene, so it's all cool, man. But yeah, end all, man. I love this movie, y'all. I didn't even give out my freaking rating of the film or anything like that. Let's do it real quick. Let's go ahead and give it my rating, man. I'll just say this to me had some of the best. Okay, one more thing real quickly. I'm sorry. It's so funny in this movie how you never really see like. All right, forgive me. I might be stupid on this one, but you never really see like John Kramer in a mask or anything like that. Like he's talking to everybody. Like everybody knows who he is at this point. Now you gotta remember, this is between the first and the third one. So in the first one, no one really knew Jigsaw like that. You know what I'm saying? And in this one, he's just out there like, yo, like yeah, remember first one he was low key with it. He didn't say nothing to the end of the fucking movie. In this one, he walking around like, look, live or die, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? No mask, no nothing. And I'm like, even in the other movies, it wasn't even like all that. Even Amanda be walking around like, yo, live or die, live or die. You know what I'm saying? She ain't got no mask on. And I'm like, they didn't really go that excessive in the other ones. You never really seen them come out in these traps and be like, yo, y'all got live or die, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? But I thought I was looking a little nitpick. I ain't gonna lie, cause I was like, other ones they are never out there like that. Even the end credit scene when it's Hoffman and John Kramer, and they're talking to that dude about the trap. Both of them literally just show up. I'm like, when have they ever done this? I understand you want to give these people screen time, but I'm like, y'all, whoa. I'm like, when it came to these traps, these people were never there. But let's give it to my rating, man. Let's get into it, man. Y'all know I said this one is the best Saw movie in the franchise, and I don't even think it's even close. There's so much more depth in this one. The story is way better in this one. The characters are way better in this one. There's personality in this one. There's feeling in this one. There's heart in this one. There's some times I didn't want to cry in this one, man. This movie just delivers everything. And on top of all that, you got the goddamn gore from all the other movies, from all the other Saw movies. The reasons why you come see it anyway. Everything was just done so much better in this one than all of the other films, man. I can't wait to go see this one again. Definitely give it this. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I low-key want to give it an 8.5, but you know what I'm saying? We'll slide. Like that. We'll wiggle on in with that 8, man. But I don't know your thoughts on this, man. Y'all first time finding my channel, hit the subscribe button. Like I said, I really ain't gonna edit this video. I really just kind of want to come from the heart and just talk. But hey, man, y'all first time finding my channel, hit the subscribe button. Also, that video, tell me your thoughts, complaint, criticism, so down below. I don't know how much more I'm gonna do this where I just like freestyle. I just talk. I kind of like just doing that. I kind of like just sitting back and tell me if you guys like it. Just sitting back, not hitting the edit, not acting fake, nothing like that. I'm just you're getting me, So tell me how you guys feel about that. But we'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.